fan, press some hand, let's get in the car, I said. She grabbed my hand, girls rescue, met the bar, witness said. Tears fled the head, I'm waiting, I guess she tweet, I guess she confess. She thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom says, best to get spontaneous. Our stereotype, put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as a rise like fireworks. Smell through the bad, don't touch my perk.
Yo, hey everybody, welcome to this edition of After the Storm, your OKC Thunder post-game analysis live stream. And just want to apologize for missing the last two games. One of my very good friends passed away, had a stroke in his sleep, and so he passed away. So we did not come on air because we were too busy trying to really just spend time with his family and or our friends. I guess it wasn't necessarily his family, but our friends, just kind of reminiscing about him and about what he all meant to us, and just the tragedy of his death. So like I said, I apologize for that. But that being said, Thunder took care of business tonight. Great win for the Thunder over the Clippers. And what's crazy is normally SGA just kills the Clippers every time he sees them. But for some reason tonight, his stats were just really bad, really pathetic. What's up, Hotspot? How you doing? We had no business having Chet out of this game. Man, I tell you what, boy, Hotspot, you're on fire already this afternoon, this tonight, aren't you, brother? I mean, it'll be all right. Anyway, the Thunder took care of business, 103-101. And I will say, Hotspot, I think that they're getting as much as they want. I think we want to be as healthy as we possibly can, and we're going to go over our stretch of what we got coming up in games here in a minute. But we did start the game tonight with SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Dort, and Ihart. I thought that that lineup, let me see, they were fouling him, and he didn't get any calls. SGA was getting crap beat out of him. There's no question about SGA getting, I'm sorry, that was crazy tonight. He was getting killed, but this is what's going to happen in the playoffs, and people are doing as much as they can to try to say that, they were calling him, free throw merchant and whatever. They got the free throw merchant, and he's on their team called James Harden. But anyway, I want to say that this was only the Thunder's 22nd clutch basketball game of the year. We're 59-12. We've had 22 clutch games. SJ's had 14 games we didn't play in the fourth quarter. So what that tells me is, what do we do down the stretch? What have we been doing for 4 years? We play great defense, and SJ closes the door. That's what's happened. Caruso hit a big three. For some reason, Kaysen missed some free throws. He missed so many layups tonight. He missed a dunk, missed every layups, and he was kind of out of it. But SGA did what he needed to do because Caruso and Kaysen went 2 for 4 from the free throw line. You got to make those. And, of course, they fouled SGA, and he handles his business down the stretch, closing the door. By the way, great foul by Caruso with the three-point lead, with point whatever it was left on the game, on the deal, because it's a great foul. Because now they've got to make a free throw and then miss one and hope to get a rebound. But it's hard to catch the ball and shoot it at .0. I mean, it's plenty. It's enough time to do it. By the way, nice block by Caruso on Kawhi. And so anyway, but I just thought SGA did not play well tonight. I think he was forcing it. First time playing it into a dome. I think he just really. Because I don't believe we played there before, but it just seems like that he was. I don't know. We'll see what his stat was at the end, but it was terrible. He did not play well at all. I don't think so. Hotspot, 20 plus free throws for them. That kept them in the game. I agree, but we were fouling. We were fouling. Now the difference is that I don't think that we get the calls that we should get. But I did a stat that see how many fouls that we get called. I need to do the free throws, how many free throws we shoot compared to how many the opposing team shoot. But that being said, we barely shoot, I think, 1 or 2 more free throws than the opposing team or something. But the overall, on average, but the overall sense of it is that the Thunder did what they needed to do to get a win. And that's all that counts. And we're going to go over later here in a minute what what the standings are like now and what's going on. Because, you like Cleveland, they had lost 3 in a row. They finally got a W, but they lost 3 in a row, which gives us a 2-game lead in the home court advantage for the season or for the playoffs, which makes a huge difference for us. I'm talking about against the East because we have 12 losses, they have 14. So that's what I meant by that. We have a 2-game lead over them as far as home court advantage if we meet them in the finals. Now the Celtics, of course, we got a much larger win margin over them, but that does matter, I think. So when you look at the Thunder scoring tonight, when you look at the end of the game, Thunder now 59-12. The Clippers are 40-31. The Clippers, remember, had won 5 in a row or 6 in a row, I think, at this point. The Clippers were 8 for 26 from three. Thunder 12 of 35. They shot 43% from the field. We shot 40. 48 rebounds to 42. Pips points in the paint 44-44. Then, of course, they had 14 turnovers. We had 9. We both took care of the basketball really well. And then, of course, bench scoring, we outscored them by 3. I thought it was just a very physical ball game, kind of getting us prepared for what it's going to look like in the playoffs. And once again, like I've been saying the whole time on my show, we've been doing this for 4 years. I don't know what people are talking about. Yeah, we're a young team, but we've been doing this for 4 years. So I don't understand what the issue is by being young. We do what we got to do down the stretch. We play great defense, and then SJ closes the door. That's how we win. But he's got to get help this year because last year he had no help. Last year he still averaged 30 in the playoffs, but no J-Dub, no Chet, no Caruso. No Dort, no Wiggins, no Chet. None of them were anywhere to be found in the playoffs, which hurt us. Bench scoring was the determining factor. I agree 100 in the second quarter. That was a huge difference. Overall, iHeart played great tonight. 14 points, 10 rebounds, another double-double. For him, I don't like him getting so cute with his passes, though. I don't really like that. Dude, just make basic passes and quit trying to be all cool and stuff. I don't like that. Just stay to the basics. SGA, like I said, 7 for 29, which is just terrible. It's terrible. Yes, John, the franchise record, 10th straight road win. Well, I thought that was impressive. Tying our record, our franchise record, tied it. I believe, what was that, a franchise record? Let me see. I have, it was our record. It was a 10th road win for a record. Alex Caruso, 14 points tonight, 5 for 11. 2 for 7 for 3, but he did make a huge 3 down the stretch. 6 rebounds, great steal that we needed down the stretch. SGA 2 steals, of course. iHeart 2 steals. Lou Dort, 10 points, 4 rebounds. I thought Lou, 5 shots, 2 for 4. He did make another stupid foul, which is once again why he's not have been all NBA, because the torture chamber, is he one of the best defenders in the league? 100%. But once again, he makes stupid fouls, which I think has been the reason why he has not been all NBA. That's just what I think, okay? By the way, SGA just tied KD for his most consecutive 20-point games in a row. 7th player to do that, and I just want to say that congratulations to SGA tying KD's Thunder record, which of course he will break. When do we play? Friday, I believe, or whenever we play. We'll look it up here in just a minute. Let me see. Kaysen played good, solid minutes. I just think, dude, make some layups. He missed a lot of layups. Huge free throw he missed down the stretch. You got to close the door. But once again, he is developing and getting better and better and better in his second year. And, just real nice win. But the fact that we're winning without J-Dub and without Chet, I think that says a lot to who we are as a team and what we're able to accomplish. Jay Will, 3 for 3 from 3, 12 points, 7 rebounds. I thought he played magnificent and has been playing really, 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 really well. Jay Will. K. Rich came in, gave us some good minutes, even though he didn't score. I thought he played terrific defense on Kawhi. And James Harden did really well. I just like him. I do like him. Isaiah Joe, 0 for 4 once again. If he's not making threes, I don't want him playing. He just costs us defensively. If he's not knocking down threes, put him on the bench. If he's knocking down threes, then yes, put him in. But if he's not making shots, you can't play him. Come on. We're trying to win games here. Aaron Wiggins, John said that he finally had a game against a good team, even though he did make a huge mistake trying to shoot on Kawhi. And I have in my notes, Wiggins, know who you're playing against. Understand, and that's where he struggles. Playing against if it's a Powell or if it's James Harden or those guys, he can score all day on those guys. But Kawhi Leonard, one of the best two-way players in the history of the game, he's going to block your shot. You're not going to get shots off on him. So, to me, I got in my notes, Wiggins, know who you're playing against, who's guarding you, so you can figure out how to get to the basket. But I thought he did really well. But to me, the Thunder being down 10 at the end of the first quarter, and then, of course, Coach Dagnall, like I said, I'm going to always give him love when he does good. And I'm not going to, shy away from that. Second quarter, you start Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Caruso, K. Rich, and Ihart. And we go on a 15-0 run. Changed the whole momentum of the game. And I just like the fact that our bench players came in. The guys did really well. When you just look at that group, it was really Caruso's defense, Ihart scoring on his push shot, if you want to call it that. Another guy was trying to tell me today it's a push shot. I said, man, it's a floater. He goes, well, he pushes his hand out. I go, it's a floater. Come on, dude. But once again, this guy's a football player, not a basketball player, so that makes all the sense in the world right there. And then, of course, K. Rich doing what he did defensively. I thought we were really good, and then he came out in the second half down or up 57-51. The second quarter made all the difference in the world, of course. Like I said, SJ does his thing. I like our team. I like what we're doing. Our defense is just ridiculous, which we're going to go over here in just a second. We're going to win and lose based off our defense. And I think this only being our 22nd clutch game, once again, I've said this many times on the show. This is my 200th and whatever Thunder broadcast or whatever. So I've been watching these guys for a long time. And what I've noticed is, number one, 4 years ago, when we had Josh Giddey and SGA, what I noticed with Dort and Wiggins, we played great defense. SGA closes the door. The next year, we bring in J-Dub and Chet, even though Chet didn't play. What do? Play great defense, SGA closed the door. Last year, what do? Chet comes back, we play great defense, SGA closes the door. This year, we had Ihart and Caruso. Now you got Caruso playing D, you got Kaysen playing D, you got SGA playing D, great block by him on Norman Powell, and you got Ihart cleaning up everything. So what happens again? The Thunder handle their business defensively, and then SGA making the free throws. So, all this nonsense about them being young, I'm so tired of it. I'm like, dude, I've been watching them for 4 years. Y'all been watching them for a year. This is what we've done. We played great defense. SGA closes the door. And this is the thing. Him doing what he did tonight, being so cold, but still giving the players up, giving the ball up. And I think this is going to be a great test for us, a 103, 101 game. Playoffs, you get 5 less possessions in a game. So you have to maximize those possessions by doing what? Playing the right lineups, playing great defense at the end, and closing the door and making shots, because they're going to take SJ out, and you're going to have to make shots. Hotspot says, I needs to play better defense in the post. He was irritating him. That's why I said we need a Chet in the game. Well, I don't doubt that, but Zubac is a really good player, and he just beats the hell out of us, whether it's Chet or whomever. He's very physical. He's a very good player, and he just beats the crap out of us every time he sees us. It doesn't matter whether it's Chet. He beat the hell out of Chet last year without Ihart. Bring Ihart in, beats the hell out of him. But this is the thing with Ihart. He's been in the East, so he doesn't know how to play people. So by the time the playoffs come, if we meet them, which we'll go over here in just a second, he's played against the guy 4 or 5 times. He's a smart player. He understands how to be physical. But this is only, his second or third time playing against Zubac. He doesn't really know how to guard him. Maybe it's only his second time playing. So let's give Hotspot, let's give Ihart a little bit of a break, because you've got to play against him long enough. Zubac is very underrated. I agree. Hey, Rashawn, what's up, man? I agree 100%. He's underrated. He really is. He's a good player. And guess who found out about it the other day? The Cavaliers. They found out. Everybody else in the West, they know. But when you play against a guy like that and you're not used to his physicality and his ability to handle the ball, make layups around the basket, get rebounds, he's a physical player who's very underrated. I agree 100%, Rashawn. So that's what I'm saying. So let's look at the Thunder's next 10 games. Of course, we are 8-1 in our last 9 games. We've got one more game against the Kings on Tuesday. So we'll see what happens on that. We should handle our business with them, but you never know. They always play us really, really tough. So that's going to be a very interesting game to see what happens with them. So Tuesday night, but Hotspot, Chet should be back for that game because then this is when it gets tough, guys. We have 10 games left. Now, this is what's crazy. SGA's streak just tied KD. So let's say he'll score against the Kings. That'll be 63. The Grizzlies will be 64. The Pacers will be 65. The Bulls will be 66. The Pistons will be 67. The Rockets will be 68. The Lakers will be 69. The Lakers, again, will be 70. The Suns will be 71, and then the Jazz 72. So that's when he'll break Kevin Durant's record. Now, I was hoping it was going to be at home, but it's not going to be at home. It's going to be against the Jazz in Utah if he even plays. But the thing is this, you got to play him because the record is 72 games. So now the question is, do you let him tie the record or do you worry about the playoffs? Because at that point, we're going to have the playoffs clinched. So I'd be interested to see what you guys think. What do you do? Okay, what do you do? He's got 62 games right now. And in 10 games, he'll tie Kevin Durant. That will be against the Jazz or against the Suns. Let me see. What is that? 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 70. So 72 against the Jazz. To break the record, it'd be against the Pelicans. So you have to play all the rest of the season. Do we play SGA so he can break the record? Or do we not play him and Kevin Durant keeps the record? Now, let's say for this year, because remember, KD had 62 in a row. Then that was with the Thunder and with the Golden State Warriors. So the question is, do we let him break it this year, or do we say, screw it, he's got his number of games, do we wait and just hold him out those last 2 games and then have him come back next year and do his thing? So I'm interested to see what you guys think about that. John says, it's funny how the Cavs started losing when they had to come play teams from the West. I agree 100%, John. I said the same thing the other night when we were talking, having drinks and stuff with our boys. Talking about my friend Paul Michael, who passed away. We had said the exact same thing. Hey, y'all come out to the West, bro. It ain't easy out here, huh? It ain't easy out here. A Hotspot says, this game they kept looking for Jay's. Let me see. They've been holding Shay's jersey. Right. The officials he got the crap beat out of him 2 or 3 times. They just let it go. Which I think that when you come back, this is on FanDuel. They're not going to let that happen on ESPN or TNT. That's my thing. Shay did grab Seaback's jersey, and he got away with the foul, 100%, but they were letting him play, which is okay. Good playoff feels in this game. Grinder, I agree with Mama Festlove. Hotspot, play SGA, that's what you think? The Thunder control were the Grizzlies, Lakers, Rockets seed in the playoffs. I agree. But this is where we're at, guys. Number one, we play the Kings, which we should get a W. That puts us 9-1. Okay, 7th game in a row. And then you've got the Grizzlies, which we have to win. That'd be a home game. You have the Rockets in Houston, the Lakers at home. Okay, so those 4 games right there, like you said, that determines the Grizzlies, that determines the Rockets, and the Lakers. So when we look at the standings, which is what we're talking about here, we look at the standings. This is where we're at, guys. The Rockets are sitting in 2nd place, only a 1 game ahead of the Nuggets after the Nuggets beat them tonight. So you got that. Then you've got to turn around, and we play the Lakers twice. Now remember, we want the Lakers in the 6th, 2nd, 3rd, or 6th or 7th position. We do not want the Lakers in the 4th or 5th position. Okay? We want the Lakers in the 3rd position or the 6th or 7th. So if we want them in the 6th or 7th, where it is stands now, we have to go ahead and beat them twice in those 2 home games in 3 weeks? We got to win both of those. And this is why. Because that puts their loss record in the Lakers don't have an easy schedule coming up. So we have to contribute to that. Okay? Hotspot, I agree, we can beat the Lakers. But what I'm saying to Rashawn is, when you look at this, this is why you don't want the Lakers in the 4 or 5 position. We want to play them in the finals. We don't want to play them in the semifinals. So right now, the Lakers would play the Grizzlies. The Lakers are going to beat the Grizzlies. We know that. So they play us in the second round, which is where they want to be. If they're the 6th or 7th seed, then they've got to play either the Nuggets or the Rockets, if they're there. Okay, Grizzlies and Warriors move up, which I don't think either one of them will. I think the Lakers are going to probably finish 5th. But we can go a long way in determining where they go. The Rockets, I think we play them, next 2 weeks? 2 weeks from today or a week from Friday? Whatever it is. So I'm not really worried about that. Rashawn says the Bulls showed if you run on the Lakers, you can run them out the gym. I agree, Rashawn, but what I'm saying is, my point is, if you play the Lakers right here in the second round, LeBron's going to have fresh legs. That's my point. If they're 6 or 7 or the second and third, then they've got the T-Wolves to deal with, they've got the Clippers to deal with, they'll have the Warriors to deal with. So that's what I'm saying, okay? That's what I'm saying. You'd have to have the Rockets or the Nuggets to deal with at that point. So that gives you the first round. Then if you turn around and you win that first round, then you got to turn around and you got to play the Rockets or Nuggets again, whomever, again. You see what I'm saying? That's my point. But I think the T-Wolves are going to slip in there. That's what I think. I don't think the T-Wolves are going to be 8. I think the T-Wolves are going to slip in there. I think the Clippers are going to be right back there. So we'll see how that works out. Let me see. They aren't beating the T-Wolves. I agree with that, but I'm just saying, guys, we're talking about standings. Okay, what we want is the Lakers, the Nuggets, and the Rockets to beat the hell out of each other twice before they see us in the finals. Okay, we want the Grizzlies or the Warriors, in that second round. Okay, we do not want the Lakers or the T-Wolves in that second round. That's all I'm saying. We want to play them after they beat the hell out of each other. So by the time they get to us, they will have 3 games or 3 series of 6 or 7 games where they're getting the hell beat out of them. There's no way. I don't care if 40 years old is 40 years old, and there's no way. So that's my point to this bracket in the way that I'm saying it. Okay, guys, that's all I'm saying is that I think LeBron and Luka are going to give us a tougher game if we're playing them in the semifinals other than the finals. That's my point. Because I can tell you, they want to play us because they really think they can beat us. Okay? And I agree with Rashawn is that, yeah, we're going to run the crap out of them, and I agree. Okay? But I'm just telling you, it's going to be a lot easier for us to deal with LeBron and Luka and Austin if we're playing them in the finals, not in the first round. That's my point. Okay, or not in the middle in the semifinals because 40 is 40, and that's all I'm saying. Okay, Steph is out about a week, I believe, a week to 2 weeks, depending on how hurt he is. So that's going to hurt them. But when you look at this, I mean, my God, look between the Rockets in second place and the Grizzlies in 5th place, it's 3 games. If you add the Warriors, that's 5 games. So when you look at this, I mean, the Thunder have won 6 in a row. Everybody else, other than the Nuggets, won 1. Everybody else has been on losing streak. So, when you look at what the Thunder are going to do and where we are as a team, that's what matters, and that's where the Thunder are at right now. We are sitting really, really good. We're winning 6 in a row. You can see what our schedule is. I just showed y'all that. So those are the things that we need to do. But the question is how good is our defense going to hold up? And we're going to go over that in a minute. What is our defense like? What are we doing? What is our stats like? And I can promise you, tonight was just a good old fashioned, this is what the playoffs are going to look like. Physical basketball, the referee's going to let you play. So the bottom line is the others are going to have to make plays. Tonight, Wiggins made plays with SG on the bench, 100%. You know, Caruso, what did we win by? Playing defense down the stretch. Great steal by him, and then one, or the missed the free throw. But the fact is, he got the steal and out of bounds. SGA with a great block. So those are the things that you're going to have to do to win the ball games or win close games. And we've been doing it for 4 years. We play great defense down the stretch, and SGA makes shots. That's how you're going to win. And I can promise you in the playoffs, SGA will get fouls. Let me see. Manifest says, I agree. The Yellow Stain team, we did want. Let me see. What is that? Denver or Houston. I agree. We don't want that. Okay? We don't want that. And you got to love Caruso. Caruso's a beast. I mean, I love our defense. Okay? And I thought that Dagnall did a great job keeping Wiggins on the bench and just going with your defense guys. Because Wiggins is trying to turn into a scorer, and so his defense is suffering because he's trying to score. He's not a real two-way guy. He's a one-way guy. To me, Wiggins, just quit trying to do a bunch of stuff and knock down threes, please. Let's go back to that. And I think Hotspot said we said the same thing the other night. Bro, just knock down threes, play good defense, and quit trying to take people one-on-one off the dribble. But this is a testament to what our team is. No Chet, no J-Dub. We go into Clipperville, and by the way, into a dome is really nice, and we get a W. We've won 9 of our last 10. We've won, last 4 in a row without 5, without J-Dub. We're winning without Chet. And that's all we can do. If we can stay healthy and no injuries and we get Chet back, and as my guy's talking about, let me see. Rashawn says, who do we want at the 4th or 5th seed? We want either the Warriors, the Rockets, the Grizzlies, the 4 or 5. My dream scenario would be us 1, Lakers 2 or 3, Nuggets 2 or 3, the Rockets 4, Grizzlies 5, the T-Wolves 6, Warriors 7. That's what I'd like to see. Because then they're just going to beat the hell out of each other in that first round, 6 or 7 games. Then they're going to have to play each other in the semifinals and beat the hell out of 2 or 3 each other. And then we'd go from the Kings or the Clippers to the Grizzlies or the Nuggets or the Rockets. Then we'd have the winner of those 4 teams who beat the hell out of each other. Timberwolves, Warriors, Nuggets, and Lakers. We'd play the winner of that gauntlet that one of them would have to go through in order to get a W. And by the time they see us, we'd have it. Wiggins had 19 points. That was a struggle. Otherwise, he was ice. Right, but my point is, I only want him making 3. Just knock down, quit trying to go to the basket. He made a couple nice plays. But he also got a shot block, and he's giving up layups, which is what I love about what they did tonight. Put his ass on the bench at the end of games. We can't have him worried about scoring. We got to make plays on defense. The hell with your scoring. Stop somebody on the defensive side, on the offensive side. Got to do that first. So that's what I was saying about that. I like my Wiggins. I like what he's doing. I've been wanting him to play him forever. Nathan and I have been talking about this for 2 years. We want to see Wiggins more. And my point is, what's taking you so long to have Wiggins play this much and have him give the offensive green light? Did you not? Oh, that's right. You were trying to play Baisley, and you're trying to play Poku. You're trying to develop them. To hell with that. Should have been developing Wiggins. We all said, okay, cut him short. That ain't working. Bye. See ya. Jay, it ain't working. Bye. See ya. Now, we do build him up and get him better than trade him and get something out of it, 100%. But Poku, we knew this guy, he needs to go. Baisley, this guy needs to go. Jay, this guy needs to go. He's not going to give us what we need. So instead of developing Wiggins and doing, just think what Wiggins would be at now, guys, had they gave him the green light 2 years ago. when Chet was hurt. If he had this ability that he's got now, 2 years ago, where would he be? But we were developing J-Dub, remember at that time. Then last year was Kaysen. Now that both of them developed, now you're bringing in Wiggins. But, so that's my thing. But I like our team. I like what we're doing. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. Then we're going to say why the Thunder are winning. I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up. Or if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, these guys will make sure that you have clean drinking water. Oak Grove Trucking, my guy Jose Fierro. Love this guy. If you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit those guys up. And then, of course, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you go to one of their 5 locations, the main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway in 66. Or 39th Expressway, YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road, YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, just south of I-40, right there in front of the hospital, cannot miss it, and YB Peoples, located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. And, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. Man, they got some good smelling stuff. Remember, pick the best for your best. If you're a girl, a woman, go in and buy your guy some good smelling stuff. They've got great smelling cologne. I mean, I promise you they do. And then also for women, guys, go in and get your significant other something great. You go to Penn Square Mall in Oklahoma City or Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa. So go to any of those spots and get hooked up right away. So this is my thing. Wiggins wants to play better defensively. He needs the lights up. Really? Hot spot? And anticipate passes in the lane. My thing with Wiggins is turning into a scorer. If you're going to be a scorer, you're going to get hurt defensively. He's not a real two-way threat. He's a two-way threat when he's playing great defense and then just knocking down threes. But if he's trying to turn into a player, a scorer, while playing defense, his defense suffers, which is why he was on the bench tonight and he had Caruso and Case in it. That's why he was sitting out. Because he is trying to score and he is not, and that's suffering. His defense is suffering. That's why they don't have him in there critical, because before, when he was just knocking down threes, he was there defensively because he's stopping. Now that he's scoring, it's hurting his defense. So you got to have guys that go, look, I need somebody that's going to lock down. Who is that? That's SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Dort, Ihart. When you get Chet, it's going to be SGA, J-Dub, and then Caruso, Kaysen, or Dort, along with Ihart and Chet. That's what you're going to have. You got to pick the thing. So Wiggins, to me, if you're going to continue to score, it's going to hurt him defensively and hurt us defensively. So that's just kind of my take on that. So if you're going to try to have him be your fourth scorer, you're not going to have him in the game at the end. And that might hurt us, but he's got to be, he's got to change, or they got to change how we're trying to approach that. Looking at the Lakers' schedule, looks like they will be the 4 or 5 seed. Well, depends on if they can get some W's, but we can go a long way, Rashawn, in helping them by beating them twice. We play them twice in 2 weeks from now. So that's going to make a huge difference to what we do. And let's pull that back up so we can see what Rashawn's talking about. We play the Lakers on April 6th and April 8th, which is a Sunday, Tuesday. That's going to go a long way for what they've got to win. And remember, they are getting in the process in transition, so of getting rid of 2 players and trying to bring up some guys that are better or younger or whatever. So Lakers have tiebreakers. I understand what you're saying, Rashawn, but what I'm saying is we beat the Lakers twice. That's 2 L's on their side. That helps us by giving them 2 L's, which is important, those 2 games. That gives them L's. So getting L's, they do have tiebreakers, I agree, but they don't have an easy schedule coming up. They've got some tough games coming up. So that's going to matter, I think, for us. But ultimately, this is what it comes down to. If we're going to win, this is what it comes down to, guys. This is no matter who we play, or when we play them, because my old coach used to say something really simple. Dave Smith. He used to say, "Quit worrying about when you play somebody. Doesn't matter when you play them, you got to beat them." Now, I agree with that, but all I'm saying is it enhances our chances of beating the Lakers and getting to the finals if we play them in the finals versus the semifinals. That's all I'm saying. That is my whole point. They want to play us. They want to be the 4 or 5 seed, 100%. They do have tiebreakers, Rashawn, but I'm just saying that's what they want. So it doesn't really matter to me. But I would rather them play be the second or third or sixth or seventh. So they've got some issues. But anyway, right now we're fourth in scoring. Remember, we're leading the NBA in scoring since the All-Star break. Opponents, since we started leading the NBA in scoring since the All-Star break, we have dropped to number 2, averaging 106.9, what we're giving up. So we're number 2. We're number 1 in holding opponents to field goal percentage, 51.3. We're number 1 in three-point percentage, and 34. We're number 1 in pips, points in the paint, which allow the opposing teams 42. We only gave up 44 tonight. Steals, we're first in taking the balls away. We're first in opponents' turnovers, 17. So of the 17 steals or 17 turnovers that we get out to opponents, 10 of those are steals. That's incredible. But then this is the key. Also, we're number 1 in less turning the ball over. We only turn the ball over 11 times a game. So think about this. We're number 1 in taking care of the ball, 11 steals a game, 11 turnovers a game. And then we're number 1 in turning the opposing team over. So all those things do matter in the ultimate end. And then here we are, second quarter, since J-Dub's been out, we are now the number 1 scoring team in second quarter points since J-Dub's been gone. And we're number 3 in fourth quarter as far as defense. So why are the Thunder 59-12? We're number 2 in points given up. We're number 1 in field goal percentage. We're number 1 in three-point percentage. We're number 1 in points in the paint. We're number 1 in taking the ball away. We're number 1 in getting less steals. We're number 1 in turnovers, taking the ball away and taking care of the ball. We're number 1 in second quarter scoring, which was a huge night today. Because remember, we were down 10 and we went on a 15-0 run. These are the reasons why the Thunder have a chance to win. Then also, we're number 1 in getting hands on, deflections. We're number 1 in that. So when you're number 1 in taking care of the paint, and then you're number 1 in closing out and making people try to get wide open shots. So you're number 1 in that, which what's happened to the Celtics. So when you're number 1 in taking care of the paint, and you're number 1 in three-point percentage and number 1 in two-point percentage, that's why the Thunder are where they are. But here we go. In offensive rebounds, which is a thing that I worry about in the playoffs, we're 23rd, giving up 11.8. We gave up 11 offensive rebounds tonight out of 44. 11 of them were offensive, or 48. 11 of them were offensive rebounds. Those are the things that worry me in the playoffs. Offensive rebounds, second chance points. If we're going to win games, you can't give teams multiple shots. Remember, guys, playoffs, you get 5 less possessions. So you can't afford to give away possessions by offensive rebounds, and you can't afford to give away possessions by playing the wrong lineups. These are facts. These aren't something that I'm trying to be a hater or whatever. These are facts. You get 5 less possessions. So tonight is a perfect example of what is going to happen in the playoffs. You're going to score less points. You're getting less possessions. The game is way more physical. You're not going to shoot as many free throws. So what do you have to do? You have to be physical. You got to play great defense. You got to make your free throws down the stretch. And you got to close the door on them when you get an opportunity to make shots. That's how you win. Hotspot. Chet wasn't here. That's the only reason why the rebounds were down. No, when Chet plays, it still is the same way. Hotspot. We are where we are because Chet's playing. We are where we are. We're 23rd now. Remember, last year we were 30th, 29th and 30th all year long. So we have improved in offensive rebounds. We've done that 100%. But the realization is going to be in the playoffs, like I keep saying, you have 5 less possessions a game. You can't give away possessions or give teams extra shots at the score. And you can't play the wrong lines to give away 2 or 3 possessions in the second quarter. Because in the fourth quarter, at the end of games, those 2 or 3 possessions you gave away because of your lineups, that's the difference between being up 6, 8, 2, 3, down 1, 2. Those are huge things. They're little, but they matter. And when you look at our team and who all we have to play, who all could play, you've got SGA, J-Dub, Chet, Ihart, Dort. Then you've got Kaysen, you've got Caruso, you've got Wiggins. That's your 8. Then you've got Isaiah Joe, depending if he's knocking down shots. And then you've got K-Rich, and you've got J-Will. And J-Will knocking down threes has made a huge difference. So those are the things that matter because these things you're going to have to do. And you're right, Hotspot. That's what cost us in Dallas. We gave up so many threes. And that's why did Dallas beat everybody? How did they get to the finals? Because teams were letting them shoot threes. Minnesota let them shoot threes, corner threes. We let them shoot corner threes. And what did the Celtics do? No. We're going to make Luka and Kyrie beat us one-on-one, making tough shots, and we're not going to give them wide open threes to get them in rhythm. That's how they beat Dallas. And if we're going to win, what we're doing is we're cutting off the lane and we're getting out contesting your three-point shots. Dallas knocked down so many wide open threes in the corner. It was ridiculous. The Thunder have made adjustments to that with the addition of Ihart and with the addition of Caruso. So those two things have really combined to make the Thunder that much more of a threat. And I just showed you defensively where we're at, what we're doing. So that's the difference. But there's 11 games left, guys. 11 games left. And defensively is what's, as I've said before, defense is the only thing that travels. Offense does not travel. Defense travels in baseball. Defense travels in football. Defense travels in basketball. It travels. And the beautiful thing about tonight, and there are several things. Number one, I agree with John Warren that Wiggins actually had a good game against a good team, which he hasn't before. Number two, the physicality of our team. We were not crying for fouls. I mean, oh my God, they were crying every 2 seconds for calls. Talking about the Clippers. And number three, Dagnall outcoached Ty Lue. He outcoached him. Ty Lue, what the hell are you doing calling a timeout with 1 minute and 27 seconds left? Dagnall did the same thing. What the hell are you doing? Game at the end, you get if they score whatever, you get the ball at half court. You're down 3, you can run a play. With 3 seconds left. So those things I've said, Hotspot says, I've said all year, we are the we're the 05 White Sox. We just need to lock in the postseason. I agree that we need to lock in the postseason. That's what I'm saying, Hotspot. It's all about, number one, defense travels. And I showed you what we are defensively. Number one in pips, points in the paint. That's my stat. Number one in giving up points. Number one in deflections. Number one in keeping teams from scoring in transitional baskets after we turn the ball over. Number one in long rebounds, keeping teams from scoring in transition. Number one in deflections. We're number one in protecting the three-point line. We're number one in getting people to or 2-point shots. We're number one in turning the opposing team over. We're number one in steals. We're number one in second-point scoring, which tonight made a huge difference, going on a 15-0 run in that second quarter to start it out. These are the things that made the difference. These things will all travel. And I can promise you, SGA is not going to go, 7 for 29 or something stupid. He ain't going to do that again. He was pushing so hard because he's still pissed off that the Clippers traded him. And don't get me wrong, he's probably happy he's in Oklahoma City, but he's pissed off that they traded him. 100%. I know I would be. Clipper fans are sick of Ty Lue. Are they manifest love? If you say so, I don't know if they are or not. I don't really watch the Clippers, so I don't know. But I like Ty Lue as a coach. But he did make a huge mistake calling that timeout with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go or whatever it was. Now, granted, he was trying to calm his team down because they've been crying about fouls, and I'm so sick of people calling SGA a foul merchant. I'm so sick of them, all these coaches in there crying about fouls. I'm tired of it. The difference between him and James Harden is that he actually gets to the basket. He actually physically scores where James Harden, you can see he throws his arms up. Thunder did a great job of not reaching down and trying to hack him while he's trying to get that deal, trying to go to the free throw line. Other than Dort's stupid foul of him at the three-point line, once again, which is why he's not all NBA. He makes stupid fouls, and you can't be all defense making stupid fouls. Alex Hart, Norman Powell was the free throw merchant tonight. Yes, he was. He was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I agree. Hi, Alex Hart. Nice to see you. But this is the thing. Who we are defensively as a group, we're going to get in your face and we're going to be physical. And what's going to happen in the playoffs? We're going to get into your face and we're going to play physical. What are the playoffs? Allowing you to get in their face and play physical. So that plays right into our hands. The only difference is that the others are going to have to make plays. And like I said, you see them leave Dort open. They said on the show tonight talking about, they made a mistake. No, they did. They're going to leave Dort open. Nobody's scared of him making down, knocking the threes. I will say that I like the fact that Dort is now coming down and knocking down the mid-range at the free throw line. I do like him doing that, trying to evolve his game a little bit. It's starting to affect SGA on not getting calls. I think it's been all year long. When he gets pushed around and gets physical, I think it frustrates him a little bit. But tonight he took a horrible three with a minute something to go. What the hell are you doing, SGA? But he made up for it on the other end by getting his hand on the turnover, and then he made good plays after that. But that was a horrible three by him. What the hell are you doing, bro? So, but like I said, the Thunder are going to win by their defense and SGA closing the door. Those are the things they're going to do it. But in order to do that, like I said, Dort's going to have to make a shot, threes. Wiggins is going to have to make threes. Caruso's going to have to make threes. Cason's going to have to make threes. And Chet's going to have to make threes for us to win, 100%. And I will like the fact that iHeart is making free throws down the stretch, which scares me because he's a 60% free throw shooter. But I like what I saw. So, overall, I'm happy about the Thunder. By the way, congratulations on 10 straight road wins. That's a huge thing. We're going to make it 11. Lately, every team that Oklahoma City plays, they whine and cry. I'm sick of the free throw merchant moniker, too. Because Giannis is number one in free throws attempted. Yes, he is. I agree. Well, I'm tired of it, too. But they're planting that seed. But when SJs get physically beat up, I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Put him on the line. And I think like I said again, if it's a game that's going to be on ESPN or TNT, I don't think they're going to let him get beat up like that because the announcer are going to beat up the NBA about it. So I don't believe they're going to do that. And remember, SGA only shot one free throw less per game last year in the playoffs than he did during the season. So is that going to be about the same again? Yes. Because he leads the league in driving to the basket. If you drive to the basket, you're going to get fouled. And remember, Shaq used to get hit a lot, and they didn't call every play, every foul, a foul. But there's no way their SGA is not going to get calls down the stretch. I don't believe that. I think he is going to get calls when it occurs. Rashawn, Dort needs to not have to go for I don't know what the hell he was doing. It's five. Now, I will say this. As a defensive player, and I led OSU all-time steal leader when I left. You don't reach, and you just get your hands up. But he can't help himself. He can't help himself. He got 5 fouls tonight. He's going to get 5 fouls against somebody like that because he has bad habits. He's physical, and he likes to reach and get his hands on balls, so he's going to pick up fouls. But 5 seconds left to go in the shot clock. It's kind of hard to know that when you're playing defense. You can't look up and see how much time's on the clock. So, but you can't reach and foul him when he's coming into you. I mean, what are you doing, Dort? He does it all the time, which is why I said he's not all defense, even though he's one of the the torture chamber. He's one of the best players in the league defensively, but he makes stupid fouls down the stretch. 100% he does it. He just does. It drives me crazy. Dude, quit fouling. What are you doing? Stop it. But you can overcome that because now you have Caruso. Like I said tonight, when you had SGA, Kaysen, and Dort and Caruso with iHeart, that was a nasty stop 5 to go down the stretch. Love it. Love it. We're going to win the way we've won the last 4 years. And I keep saying this over and over and over, pounding in people's head. We've been playing great defense, and SGA's closed the door. People forget that he led the league in game closing points last year, percentage, 61%. He made 61% of his shots in game tying or winning moments last year. 61. You win by playing great defense and putting the ball in his hands. Now, that being said, they're going to double team you, which means Dort is going to have to make shots. Kaysen's going to have to make shots. Caruso going to have to make shots. Chet's going to have to make shots. Wiggins going to have to make shots. That's the only way you're going to win. They're going to make these guys score the end. But once again, if SJ's rolling and they're not feeling like they've got to make a play, we can make a play, and we'll win because he's not gonna let him give the ball every time. He's gonna go get a foul or he's gonna make a shot. I can promise you that. So that's gonna be a huge difference for that. So that being said, hey, I want to wish everybody have a good night. Thunder 59-12, crazy. Nice win for us tonight. 10th straight road win, like I said. SGA tied KD's record, and he will break it. And like I said, the thing about tonight, we talked about that, whether SGA should play these last games to break the NBA record. Remember, this, if he continues to do that, this will extend into next year. So he can still break it by the number of games because KD said he is in Oklahoma City and then continued it at Golden State. So he still can break the record next year. But I would like him to do it this year. But like I said, if we got a 12-game lead with 3 games there, I don't want us to play against the Jazz. And, for him to get hurt, that's crazy. I just don't see it. I just don't. So that's just me. But anyway, well, thank you guys. I appreciate you all support so much. I know you guys have already liked and subscribed and hit notifications, but thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. Definitely it's a good thing, and I appreciate you guys' comments. I appreciate you guys giving me some insight on some things too as well, because we're all able to grow. So that being said, hey, you guys have a good night tonight, and for yours tomorrow, remember we will be on the Unpopular Hour tomorrow afternoon. Peace out. Have a good one.